guys, me Keith, Elder Rock back on the bench. So we're getting started with our CPS2 Darksoft upgrade kit for the Capcom CPS2 system. So we're going to be talking a lot about the technical details, the hardware specs, and all that as we open things up, take a look. But I think we're just going to start where I'm starting. This is where I'm starting. I have a working A board. I've got some B boards, which contain the game program ROMs. And so for the Darksoft kit, it's required to have a suicided board. And we're going to look at the different revision numbers once we open these up. But I think the Marvel versus Capcom board should be a -7. And I think that's the board we're going to go for. I've got a couple suicided ones to choose from, but we're going to take them apart and look at them and go from there. So right now, using my super gun, I have a game called Eco Fighters. It's actually a really cool game. Looks great. It's really fun. But as we can see, just for test purposes, this is the game is running. Looks good. We might go into here and do some battery maintenance eventually as part of this whole saga. So continuing on, search for the right donor, the right donor board for the Darksoft kit. I want to show you guys what a suicided board looks like, because it took, this is my first time kind of playing with these, so I wasn't sure what one would be. Okay, here is one called X-Men Children of the Atom. And this is a fighting game, and I'm pretty sure this one is suicided. But let's put it in and see what happens when we fire it up. Well, I'm forgetting the basics. Okay. So, depending on your region that you're in, US, South America, Japan, your screen of death will be a different color. I'm guessing Asia is like violet or purple. I have just different displays there. So I'm guessing this is the suicided board color when you power on. So it's trying to read the ROMs. The game is trying to boot, but there's no encryption key on the game program. So this is what you get. But it's a good indication that the rest of your hardware should be good. It's trying to boot. So let's see how we're looking. Okay, so let's get in the next one, which is Street Fighter 0, Street Fighter 3 0. And like I was going to point out here before I just slapped it in, like any good technician, anytime you should always double check your pins before you connect these up. Check all of your pins to make sure. Look down the rows, make sure there's no leaners or none of them are pushed in, because this is your chance to kind of save yourself from major headaches. So kind of look in there. Pins kind of all look good. I like to look at them like the one way, and then I like to come in and look at them kind of the other. It's kind of hard with the angle here, sorry. But you can go in and see that they're all straight. Soldiers in formation. Look for crap up in there, dirt, FOD. I mean, you will find all kinds of stuff in there. So you always want to check those. Same goes for your female. Just always want to make sure that they're free of debris, and you're going to get a good clean mate, and you're not going to actually damage anything from mating your boards up. Okay. Let's give this one a shot. Okay, this one's trying to boot too. Same deal. Got a purple or white screen. Okay, well, I have one more. Let me go get it. I thought it was out here on the bench with me. So I think the one I want to use, hang on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. All right. So the next one I have is Marvel versus Capcom. I think this guy is suicided as well. So let's check him. These pins, make sure they're not bent or anything weird like that. Okay, look okay. Now let's get, yeah, he went in pretty loosely. All right, let's give him a power on. Okay, so pretty good indication. All three of these boards are suicided. So let's go ahead and rearrange. Let's pop these apart. Let's pop these apart and have a closer look inside. We'll look at the rev numbers. We'll inspect the hardware and make sure that, you know, for some reason, you know, we'll just choose the best board for the Darksoft kit. So I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way. And yeah, I think the camera's actually probably not in a bad spot. Get you in the play field a little. I'll bring you guys closer when we get started. Let me grab my drill too. Geez, just not prepared to at all, am I? All right. So got my drill. Let's pop some of these guys apart. And this is, keep in mind, this is my first time with CPS2 hardware, but I'm going to approach it objectively, just like I do with anything electronics that I repair. So we're just going to have a look around. First part of the inspection, going to do look for damage, anything kind of like major physically broken. We're going to look for the battery in these guys, because that's why these guys fail. It's because the battery dies. So the battery dies, and then it wipes the encryption key, and then the board is rendered useless until you fix. There's a couple ways to bring these guys back to life. We're going to talk about all that in proper order here throughout this video saga. I think with these other boards, the suicided ones, one option to bring these guys back to life is an infinity key. And I have some at my other location. I don't have any of those here with me, but you can use an infinity key. All right, so let's just concentrate on getting this guy apart safely. All right, 4 screws, and I'm not sure. Yeah, I always just like to double check, make sure you don't break anything. All right, so we're popping her apart. Okay. Okay. There we go. You just always take your time. Here we go. All right, so I don't know. Let's just kind of start at the beginning. You know, just general inspection. Things like, don't matter if it's CPS2 board, another arcade board, cleanliness. I'm always, you know, you always want to check out the cleanliness. Case kind of looks okay. Case looks okay, kind of dusty in there. All right. Let's take a closer look here. All right. Looks like we have a jumper wire. I don't think that's factory. That's really awful. So what they did here, whoever worked on it, they lifted the pad, and they just put a jumper. We could probably come back and fix that properly. But okay, so let's flip this guy over and take a look at the other side. All right, pretty clean, first impression. Let's get the case out of the way. Case looks okay. Case looks okay. Oh, drop the... All right. Yep, case looks okay. All the screw support towers are good, not broken. Kind of dirty on that side, but that's okay. This is what we're after anyway, not what's kind of outside. Okay, so let's walk through what we have here. The B board. So these are your program ROMs. These are your program ROMs that actually contain the game code. here is your encryption key memory battery. I don't know how many volts that guy is, but we're gonna get the meter. Let me get the meter. Let's put a meter on that guy and see what's going on. Okay. Then we can lens up to it, or yeah. So that guy, he just pulls right out. So, all right, I'm guessing negative, positive. My meter, you guys can see as well. Volts DC. Yeah, she dead. That is one dead battery. Yep. Try it the other way. Yeah, there's nothing there. So, okay, we have dead battery. The encryption keys are gone. That's fine. That's kind of where we want to be. But, kind of inspecting it here, I'm so glad there's not any corrosion from this battery. Yeah, it's funny. It's not what I expected. So this battery will actually... Nope, they have it soldered in. Okay. It's tack soldered. So, kind of looking over here. Looks pretty good. It's clean. It's a clean board. Sorry, guys. So you get to hang out with me, and the sockets, yeah, we'll pull these guys out, but they look okay. The socket, there's no heavy corrosion. There's some oxidation on the legs of the ROMs, but that's okay. What have we got? 27C240s. The surface mounts look okay. Without going through, I mean, there's no corrosion. They're not even dark. Without a higher, yeah, just from this magnification level, everything looks okay. Yeah, there's no corrosion on any of those surface mounts, knock on wood. I don't know. Usually when I get into boards like this, they need reflowed and all of that. There's some darkness here, but nowhere near corrosion. Man, I think all the legs are soldered down pretty good. Oh, those 245s. All right. When we, oh, okay. So, okay. Here's now get you zoomed up right here. So when we're checking for the rev versions, this is where you look. Capcom 9364 6B-4. So this 6B, this -4 is the important part. We're looking for, I believe, a -5, 6, or 7. This is actually, I thought this would be like a newer rev, but I was wrong. And then we can come in, yeah, here's the jumpers too as well. But we'll talk about the jumpers later when we choose a board. All right, let's put this board aside. Let's open up the next one. So I think this was my first pick, and I think we're gonna go with them. I think my second pick will be not that one, because that's a good one. Capcom versus Marvel. Maybe Street Fighter. Let's open him up. I'm not a huge fighter game fan, so I'm not a huge fighter game fan, so it doesn't hurt my feelings at all if these don't get fixed. Let me make some room here. You should always kind of keep your workspace clear, because you don't want to drop anything and damage any of your boards. Just by not having a good workspace. Okay, let's pop this guy apart. Let's compare. Let's compare, and all of these boards have been opened. Every one of these have been opened. Probably when they suicided, they went in and tried to save it or something. I'm glad to see that these don't have like burned ROMs, like somebody didn't try to Phoenix it. The guy looks pretty much all original. Alright. Get this guy popped apart. Gently. So this board does not have the plugs. That's okay. Alright. Just try to do this with my fingers. I start getting screwdrivers and tools in there and crack the edges. You want to be as gentle as you can. Alright. Well, there's no jumper on this one. No jumper on this one. So let's flip him around. I don't think these are stock ROMs. I think these have been these have been replaced. Somebody tried to Phoenix this, I think, with different burned ROMs. I don't think those are factory. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But I don't understand. If these were Phoenix ROMs, why isn't it working? But not the question I'm here to ask today. Okay. So here we have Capcom -7 board. There we go. So this one I think is going to be more likely to be our donor board because it's the right revision. It requires the least amount of modifications. I think with this board, there's going to be additional modifications. I think we maybe have to go run a patch of wire to the gal chip. Let me double check. Or when we get into that, we'll talk more about that. All right, I'm going under the lens. Yeah, see, I might have you zoom up here. There is some corrosion on this IC. There is some corrosion on this row on this IC. I'm gonna probably get in here and clean it, and hopefully the chip is okay. What is that? Say Capcom Custom. Yeah, there's just a little bit more corrosion on the legs on these, but not awful. And we got dual wipe sockets, which is a plus. All right, if we can zoom in here. If you can zoom in right here, you can see this one row starting to oxidize pretty good. Actually, that end leg looks broken. That end leg looks broken. Let me get my... It's broke. Gosh darn it. Wow. That sucks. Okay. Can you zoom in real close right here? So I don't know if you can see it, but it's broke and it's corroded up. There is maybe like a 30-second 1 mm, 2 mm of metal sticking out that chip. So we might be able to clean that and actually get some solder on there to bridge it, or a piece of a wire. But this is still probably going to be my pick for the donor board. Yeah, we'll just come back in here. We'll clean him up later. I think I can clean him up and get some solder on there. That sucks. Okay, let me keep looking here. I think if these guys got a good cleaning now, there's some hit and miss corrosion on these ICs. There's some hit and miss corrosion. Not too much though. That looks like bridged. Looks like some of the corrosion bridged there. Not. Oh, right here's some freaking. Yep. If I use this guy, we're gonna have to come through and check some of these. I'm gonna have you zoom up right here. We'll try. Can you zoom up right here? Okay, so check this out. There, you can actually see oxidation and corrosion. See the green from that trace from that via up to the leg where there's actual oxidation, brown rust oxidation. That's going to have to be addressed. And I think that's about it. What is that? Yep, I think just have to get in here and do some cleaning. There's like some, it's like fodder. It looks like fuzz. Had to get in and check those jumpers out too, see what position they're supposed to be in. All right, there is the Street Fighter 2. All right, so let's do the last one. We're actually gonna break open that last one too. Okay, so we have Capcom versus Marvel, Street Fighter 2, and now we want Children, X-Men, Children of the Atom. Now I'm not talking about you, Adam, my friend Adam, Atom, Children of the Atom. Children of the Atom. Fighter game, so same deal. Not going to break my heart to use this guy for a donor or to actually just put Phoenix chips in it to get it going. Not a big fan of the fighters, but I am a fan of fixing things. So it doesn't really kind of matter what I like. I have it, so we're going to try to fix it. So we'll see if we can select. Alright, same deal. Let's not break it with your overpowered hands here. I have a bad habit of, well, I used to when I was younger, just over torquing things. I don't know if this guy is. He's on there. All right. Let's see if I can get up under him. There it goes. It feels a little bit different. Why do you feel different from the others? Oh, all right. Let's come out. I don't think we heard it. Just. There we go. There we go. Oh, look at that crap. Look at that crap. This board is not seated in there properly. I don't think I did that when I popped it open. You got to be careful with these. You can never assume that who was here before you knew what the hell they were doing. All right, there we go. Let's see. First impressions, probably the dirtiest. Probably the dirtiest out of the three. Let's see what this inside looks like. Oh, we got broken plastic in here from something. We have broken plastic from something. Looks like a clip. I think it's off that other board when I popped it open, probably. All right, we'll come back to that. Initial thoughts. Backside is okay. Oy. Now the top is filthy. The top is filthy, but oh yeah, filthy sockets. Filthy sockets. Original X-Men, Children of the Atom program ROMs, and just quick initial. Looks like there's less corrosion on here than the Street Fighter 2 board. And I just noticed as well, the Street Fighter 2, somebody already took the battery out. The battery is out of this one. So let's come back and let's measure. We've got volts DC. Let's see if there's anything left in this guy at all. As This one's actually got 3.7 volts. This one's got 3.7 volts. Alright. That is positive and negative. I'm going to have to go off camera. I'm going to go do some research. I want to see what that hold-up battery requirement is, or the hold-up. See what the hold-up there is. Yeah, that's some pretty decent voltage. Usually on like CMOS, like in CMOS RAM, it'll store like down to 2 volts. So 3.7 volts, but I don't know what the requirement here is. So this could be a good board just with a different issue. So I think I'm gonna go off camera now and then do some research on this one. Okay, so same deal. This is a -7 too. This would make a good donor board. But we'll clean him up for sure. Because this dirt, that corrosion, this is the stuff that causes the bad corrosion. When it gets dusty like this and sits, moisture will sit and collect in that dust, and then it will start corroding. First it'll just dull everything, dull color, like dull all of your solder, and then the oxidation will start after that. But this isn't bad. We can start here and clean that. Look at those. What are those sockets? Oh, they're dual wipe. They're a different style, I think, than those. Okay. We got mask ROMs, program ROMs. I can't remember. I already kind of scouted this out. Have a sound area somewhere, but we'll come back and dive into that later. So, all right, guys, that's the initial search for the CPS2 donor board for the Darksoft kit. Okay, be back in a minute.